What's up, guys? Nethervvoid here with more War Thunder for you, doing a little bit of Fan Friday here. And this is going to be a little bit different of a Fan Friday because I'm mainly going to be covering news, not of games that I'm currently playing on this channel. I do cover a lot of news, of new events and new things happening in World of Tanks and War Thunder. But I also have been... MMOs have been kind of my thing since 1997. I started with Ultima Online, and I've been playing MMOs pretty much ever since. There has been kind of a dry spell in the last few years just because no good MMOs have come out after WoW, which was a good one. We've just seen a bunch of WoW clones, and they're kind of crappy. And I think it's because, it's not just because they're WoW clones, but because if you grew up on the MMOs that I grew up on, and a lot of you guys, well, I'm sure some of you guys at least did, Ultima Online, Eve was, new back then, Asheron's Call, a lot of games where it was very open and not so quest-driven. Those MMOs were a lot different, especially UO, where you basically, and Shadowbane is another one like it, where you build, you could build a house, you could run a vendor, you could do all these other things that you can't do really in these quest treadmill type MMOs. EverQuest 1 was kind of a quest treadmill. It wasn't really a quest treadmill, but it was basically a grind treadmill. But the only thing that saved it really was it was kind of the first big MMO light of its kind to be based off the just basically grinding. It did have some quests and had some really awesome quests, but it was basically not really a WoW. WoW did a lot of new things. One of them was having quests all the way up to max level, which you didn't have in EverQuest. But anyway, so if you grew up on the golden era of MMOs like I did, having a bunch of WoW clones come out is just more disappointing than if you started with WoW. It's already disappointing if you got into MMOs when WoW came out, because all these games are almost just like WoW. A few of them that might not be exactly like WoW, like Vanguard, is quite a bit different than WoW. It did have a quest treadmill, but there were a few other things that were different that I really liked. But anyway, so MMOs have kind of been my staple game, go-to game, and I'm really wanting to play a new MMO. I thought Neverwinter was going to be something I'd be playing for a long time, maybe, I don't know, and it turned out to be a really horrible, basically lobby MMO. It's not even really an MMO. It's more like a multiplayer game, because it just doesn't feel like an MMO with instant travel. You don't run between your zone. It's not a seamless world. There's just tons of other things that make it seem like it's not really an MMO. And then it also looks like the Elder Scrolls Online is going to be similar to that WoW clone thing, where and you know what, we'll get into that in a little bit, because I'm actually getting a little bit ahead of myself. I have some news to talk about on the Elder Scrolls Online. So anyway, yeah, Neverwinter, really disappointed with that. Just super boring and so generic, games that are generic like that, MMO, I just can't get into them because they're so like other games that I've done this 1,000 times in another game. And, WoW, well, maybe not anymore that they've done pandas and all this other crap, but the original WoW, you're never going to beat the original WoW at WoW. It's going to be better. WoW is a better WoW than WoW, or your clone WoW, Anyway, getting into the news here, this is a really long game for War Thunder, so I should have plenty of time. Eve releases Odyssey. It's like its 17th expansion, and you can't really call it expansion, but they're more like content patches. They're rather large content patches where they change some aspect of the game or release some new aspect of the game. And in this one, they've pretty much totally overhauled exploration and hacking and stuff like that, which is a pretty cool aspect of the game that I actually never got into, because you have to do a lot of probing, and you have to basically learn a new aspect of the game that I've never really done it before. It's kind of interesting, and it can be pretty lucrative. I kind of liken it to Ultima Online's treasure hunting in a way. You have to train up a lot of skills that are specific to exploration, like hacking and other things like that. And then you basically hunt down these sites, and when you find them, you have to use all your skills to get the loot out of the quote-unquote treasure chest, basically. But they've actually upgraded a lot, and it looks really cool. There's actually kind of a little mini-game involved with hacking now, where you have to actually hack into the system and kind of defeat the defense mechanisms and all this other stuff. There's a link in the video description for all these news articles, so go ahead and click the link if you want to check that out. I'm actually thinking about starting up Eve and playing it a little bit, probably with the guys, and figuring out what we might be able to do in that game. So that should be cool. I know the guys have been playing a lot, and they've already got their own station, or player-owned station and different stuff like that. So that should be pretty cool. EverQuest Next, going to be on PS4. It's not really, it was a leak, so there's no press release or anything saying that, but generally the leak came out of IGN, so I'm pretty sure it's legit. It's not like some random guy off the net said, hey, Xbox or EverQuest Next is going to be on PS4. No, it's a leak from IGN. It's pretty sure that's going to happen. This is kind of disappointing to me, mainly because most MMOs that come out for PC and console, again, I'm assuming here that it's going to be the same game and they're going to be kind of integrated. It seems they dumbed down the MMO to try to attract more console users. Console users, I don't want to lump everybody in the same basket because they're not all the same, and there are lots of different console games, but they're generally used to a more simple play style. And with MMOs, I don't feel like you can have a simple playstyle MMO and have it be good. We've got tons of those already, and they're crap, and everybody's leaving them, and the hype, shoots up their subs to 1 million, and then in 2 months they have 100,000. It's dead. And that's because it's too simple. It's not complicated enough to keep people playing. So I don't really think that's great news for EverQuest Next. Now, it does have some other good features I'm really looking forward to. Smed, the guy that's been running MMOs out of SOE since EverQuest days, said that he wants to have EverQuest Next be more of a sandbox, so you should be able to do a lot more player-driven content, whether that be creating a house, hopefully non-instance house. I heard you can make your own emotes, and then he also wants the world to be more living, where the NPCs don't just stand in one spot the whole time. They walk around, they have lives, they do things. So that all that stuff sounds good. But you also have to remember, SOE are the same people that released, what was that game? It's for kids. It's an MMO for kids, and it was just like, what? It's great for the target audience, but if it's anything like that, I'm not going to be wanting to play it at all. If you know what that is, please put it in the comments what that game is. So anyway, EverQuest Next coming to PS4. I don't think that's a great idea. I mean, it's great for them because it's more player-based, but we'll see how that turns out. I'm just not... again, usually with MMOs, I'm usually more cynical until I actually see them in beta, because as you've seen since WoW, 80 to 90% of the MMOs that come out are crap. Maybe 95%. They're just horrible. And so I don't have a lot of high hopes for any new games coming out. New MMOs, rather. Diablo 3 is going to be coming to PS3 and Xbox September 3rd. They're going to be porting that over. So also click the link if you want to read more about that. I don't think that's a big deal. I guess it's great if you want to grind, but Diablo 3 really doesn't do anything that Diablo 2 didn't already do, and actually it does less than Diablo 2 did, so again, not a big fan. I was actually in the beta for D3 pretty early, and they took out a lot of the awesome complicated features of crafting and different things like that actually made crafting exciting. They took all that stuff out to dumb it down. Again, I don't know why they did that. If you looked at the forums, everybody was like, why are you doing this? This is stupid. The system is good the way it is. It's fun. It's when you get a page drop, you're all excited because it's D3. It's supposed to be about getting kind of rare item drops. That's the whole basis around Diablo, is rare item drop game. The monsters are not hard. The questing is stupid. It's all about, I got this awesome rare drop, so why would you take rare drops out of the game? That's stupid. Anyway, they did it anyway. D3, big flop as far as I'm concerned. Never really cared for it too much, and now they're going to port it to PS3 and Xbox 360. Hopefully, they get some more money out of it, I guess. But in my opinion, they should have just not even released it. It's a piece of crap. I've actually got 2 news items for Elder Scrolls Online. I've been watching this one pretty close. Elder Scrolls Online releases a gameplay trailer. It's looking like another WoW clone to me. It looks like they're going to have quest hubs. They're going to have quest lines and all that stuff, and then they're gonna have auction house, and they're gonna have PvP zones, which EverQuest did that. Also, Star Wars: The Old Republic did that. So it's not open world PvP. Also, it's gonna be phased to where there's going to be two factions, and if you go in the opposite faction's land, you can't even see the enemy. You can't even see the opposite faction in their lands. So, again, WTF are you doing? I really had high hopes for Elder Scrolls Online because it's Elder Scrolls, man. I mean, every game they've released has been awesome. They always go the extra mile to make their game awesome. It's got lots of detail. You know, you can join guilds, you can build a house, you can do all these things. Elder Scrolls Online, you actually have less options on what you can do, which is... it's almost laughable. Again, I haven't seen the game. Nobody's seen the game. It could be totally different. But as far as what we know now, it's not. It's less than a Skyrim. You might as well just release Skyrim 2 and stop trying to make an MMO, because Skyrim 2 would be better. Also, looks like actually it's modeling itself. Elder Scrolls Online is modeling itself more like Star Wars: The Old Republic, in that there's going to be a main quest line that will get you all the way from level 1 to level cap, where you can basically solo the whole way to level cap. I don't know, well, it's going to be a great storyline, blah, blah, blah. I guess they never heard of Star Wars: The Old Republic, but that game flopped with that same exact design style. Exactly the same. The story in Star Wars was awesome. No doubt about it, and there was a couple different, if you picked a different class, you could have got a different storyline. It was a great single-player game. Once you get max level, it was a piece of crap. And that's what's going to end up with Elder Scrolls Online. If you're going to play it, the story's going to be there. It's going to play a lot like Skyrim. It's got first-person mode and all that stuff. And then you're going to get to the end, and you're going to be like, what the hell do I do? Because it's going to be crap. Oh, raid. Oh, yay. That's really what I want to do. Again, I have not seen it. They could actually add more stuff they're not telling us about. But don't you think if they're going to tease you, they'd lead with their best features? Not with their worst features. They're going to lead with their best ones, and again, maybe their best features aren't fully developed enough to where they feel like they can put them in the game when it goes gold. But still, not a lot of, now I'm kind of thinking Elder Scrolls Online is another one that I'm not really looking forward to. So Neverwinter and Elder Scrolls Online, two big games I was really looking forward to this year, probably going to be flops. I know Neverwinter's a flop. It's a piece of crap. I mean, it is the Diablo 3 of MMOs, which is not a compliment. Last bit of news I have, and then we can just, I'll just kind of get on my soapbox a little bit here. The guys that are releasing another Ultima game, Ultima Forever, it's going to be a tablet MMO, and this is basically going to be like the biggest tablet MMO ever. But it's highly cash shop dependent. So basically what happens is when you loot stuff, you actually loot boxes or something like that, or you get boxes as rewards or something, and you have to have keys to unlock the boxes. Now, the most if you open it with a bronze key, which is like something you can get off mobs, you get kind of crap loot. A silver key, which you can trade bronze keys up to silver keys, will get you better loot. And then like gold keys you have to buy. I don't think you can trade them. There's a few quests that'll give you them in the game, but basically you have to get gold keys through the cash shop. And I think it was, I want to say Total Biscuit who was saying, no, it wasn't Total Biscuit, it was somebody else. But anyway, basically they're saying the amount of keys needed to actually unlock gear that you would actually want is on a level that it makes it just, it's insane. You're never going to stop visiting the cash shop to pay more money. And he's like, the game is not even that good. It's not like UO, where you can build a house, you can go fishing, you can do treasure hunting. He's like, it's a mob grinder. So it's even a shell of... It's people trying to capitalize on the name Ultima. Yeah, it's got a 2D top-down view, but that's really where the comparisons end, I think. Again, I haven't played it. I've only seen it a little bit. This could be fairly wrong, but usually, I have over 20 years in the gaming experience. I've played MMOs since 1997. I've played lots of them. I've followed lots of them. I've seen them launch. I've played betas. I've followed them close, and usually you can see a pattern emerge. You only need to ask a few questions about the feature set, and you kind of know what kind of game it's going to be. Like I said, when you read feature sets, they're going to be leading with their best features, so you only need to hear a couple of the features to know it's going to be good or not. And if an MMO doesn't have sandbox elements, especially in the newer, basically coming into a newer market like we are, it's going to be a crap. It's going to be a piece of crap. Why even play it? Basically, what's happening right now, there's a few people that are predicting. I'm not really sure. I might have seen one or two industry experts actually predict this as well. And if you take EQ Next as any indicator, as Smed has basically said, that the next generation of MMOs, the pendulum is going to swing back to sandbox. And why is this? Well, it's quite simple. I'm sure you guys can all answer it yourselves. People are tired of quest grinders. People are tired of just combat. They don't want to just do combat the whole time. And then, people don't want story. Don't say, oh, well, we have combat and we have this awesome story. Because guess what? If I want an awesome story, I'll play Assassin's Creed 3. It's going to be, the story in Assassin's Creed is going to be way better than anything you can do in an MMO. I'm sorry, but it's going to be. The cutscenes will be better. Everything's going to be better because they can focus on the story. So, as an MMO, you need to focus on the types of things you can do in an MMO that you can't do in lobby games, you can't do in single-player games. You need to, instead of trying to merge your market in with other larger markets, which is what they're trying to do, and they've been trying to do it for a while, they've been trying to merge lobby games, the lobby games market with the MMO market. Now, I get right in this guy's face and just blast out his ass. That was kind of nice. That kind of... You know, I should have probably thought about that more before I said it. That didn't sound good. And it's almost screwing me up. Anyway. So, what they're doing, basically, when they water down the MMOs to become more of a lobby, like Neverwinter is, nobody likes the game. The lobby guys, who like lobbies, say it's not enough like a lobby game, so we don't really like it. The MMO guys, who like MMOs and sandbox features and, you know, housing that's not instance, all these other things, they say it's not enough MMO. So now nobody's playing it. You know, yeah, some people play it on and off, but it's not a big hit. It's not like League of Legends. You know, Neverwinter's never going to put up the numbers that League of Legends does because League of Legends is a lobby-based combat game. A lot like World of Tanks is. You can't compete. It'd be like... Okay, here's an analogy. Call of Duty. Let's say it was... Well, actually, the Minecraft market's bigger than Call of Duty. I have to just... I'm pretty sure it is. If you look at the searches on YouTube per month for Minecraft, it's something like 16 or 17 million. And if you look at the same thing for Call of Duty, it's like 7 million. So I would say the market for Minecraft is at least twice as big. So, what if Call of Duty, they were like, you know what, we want to go after the Minecraft market. So, we're going to make our game half Call of Duty, half Minecraft. Okay? So, you've already got a Call of Duty fan base. And you tell them, look, the Call of Duty 7 or 900, Call of Duty 900 is going to be half Minecraft, half Call of Duty. You're going to run around with a gun, and then you're going to build bases and stuff out of blocks. Ace of Spades is basically what you're going to build, if you know what I'm talking about. And guess what? Call of Duty guys are not going to like it, because they have to build stuff. Minecraft people are not going to like it, because they're going to get ganked to PvP every 5 seconds. You know, it just doesn't work. It's kind of like... There's tons of analogies for this. If someone likes playing combat, like say someone likes War Thunder, and they don't like tank warfare. Let's say they don't like World of Tanks, they don't like tank warfare, they don't want to play any game with tanks. They just want to play aircraft because it's their thing, they love it, they love World War II planes, blah, blah, blah. If you make your game flying tanks or hover tanks, or you merge the two markets, the guy who likes planes is not going to play it. Why? He can just play this other game that's about planes. Why would he come play a mixture? It's stupid. So stop being so jealous of the Call of Duty markets and all these other markets, and, you know, make an MMO that's an MMO that people want to play, that has deep, rich, complex features. And you know what? WoW is a hit. WoW showed that there's a huge, huge market for MMOs. The problem is, and you know why WoW was successful? It didn't try to be a single-player game. It didn't try to be a lobby-based game. It didn't try to be a first-person shooter. It said, I'm an MMO. These are the features I think are best for MMOs right now in this part of the genre. I think it was like 2005, I want to say. In 2005, this is the best MMO we've got. And so everybody said, yes, it's awesome. And even people who didn't like MMOs came in and played it. Again, not because it was a lobby-based MMO or an FPS-based MMO. It was just a straight-up MMO that was fun. So that's what they need to remember. If they're trying to copy WoW's success, look at how WoW did it. WoW didn't try to merge and steal Call of Duty players and all that stuff. It just went after the MMO market and showed that there's a huge market. And I think you can equally say that the games that have tried to be lobby-based, or they've tried to merge kind of with other markets, have basically bit the dust. Star Wars: The Old Republic tried to be first, you know, a single-player game, kind of. Single-player MMO game, basically. Flop. Neverwinter, lobby-based single-player MMO. Relative flop. Of course, some of that's from the bugs they had, too, but... I can't really... Oh, Elder Scrolls Online. That's probably going to be popular mainly because Elder Scrolls has just a following, but I really don't think it's going to last very long. I think it's going to flop because, again, they even said they're going after the Skyrim market. They've added a bunch of Skyrim stuff in there. They're going after the Skyrim market. But Skyrim people like playing first-person Skyrim with all the guilds and building a house and all that stuff, which Elder Scrolls Online is not going to have. So you're trying to get a market that you're not going to be able to get because you're trying to make your game like a game that is not like at all. Anyway, decent game there. 1 death, 5 kills. Again, kind of leaning on that P39 a lot. I love that complaining. It's kind of my go-to. Pretty good credits there. Nice XP. 63,000 actually. Really good XP. And anyway, tell me what you think about all that stuff. Leave some comments in there, and the links are in the video description. See you guys.